What is happening, guys, and welcome back to G Light Travels. I know I've been away for at least a couple of weeks, so I hope you've missed me as much as I've missed you. And in today's vlog I am going to tell you about some of what I think are the best YouTubers around at the moment, in particular with regards to travel. So at the moment, yeah, we are doing a bit of travelling. We are in Cornwall, in the southwest of England in the UK, and we're in a little village called St Agnes. So just check out this view before I tell you about my top 3 YouTubers. Look at this. And even though it's the end of February, it's not too cold at all, and bright blue sunny skies. Take a look at that, guys. It is breathtaking. Okay guys, see you in a mo. Okay, welcome back. So I would like to tell you about what I think are some of the best YouTubers around at the moment in terms of travel vlogs. So being a YouTuber myself, I have been watching a lot of YouTube. In fact, I've been watching YouTube for quite a few number of years before I actually started my own channel, G Light Travels. So yeah, in no particular order, I'm going to tell you about my top 3. So the first one that I would like to tell you about is a guy called Nick. His YouTube name is Indigo Traveller, and I started watching him around 1 year ago. So let me just catch my breath. So this guy, yeah, he travels a lot. He's travelled to more countries than all the other YouTubers I've watched put together, pretty much. Yeah, earlier on, I think it was late last year, he started travelling around East Africa. He went to Ethiopia, went to the Highlands, and that was absolutely spectacular. He then went down to Nairobi, to Kenya. He went to a city by the coast, can't remember the name exactly. And now, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Azerbaijan, or his most recent YouTube vlogs have been in Azerbaijan. So this guy, he gets around. And the reason why I like Indigo Traveller is because he doesn't just go to these countries, he actually goes to these countries and interacts with the locals. So for example, in one of his most recent videos in Azerbaijan, he was invited into a local's house in a little village in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, he had some tea and some local delicacies with this family, and he had an interpreter with him so he could ask them some questions. So yeah, so this guy, he doesn't just skim the surface, but he really gets to know what it's like to be a local and to live in that place. He really gets off the beaten track. So yeah, so that's the reason, one of the reasons why I like Indigo Traveller. Also, I've never met him personally, but he seems like a very honest, sincere, genuine type of guy. Okay, let me catch my breath and I'll tell you my other top 2 YouTubers. Welcome back, guys. So let me tell you about my other top 2 favourite YouTubers with regards to the travel niche of vlogging. So I just mentioned Indigo Traveller, so he's a great guy to watch. I'll put his channel in the description link below. So yeah, so the next one, again, this is in no particular order. I'd like to tell you about Mr. Harold Boulder. That is the name of his YouTube channel. So I first came across this guy's video about 6 months ago, and he was actually travelling with another YouTuber called Bold and Bankrupt, sorry. So we've got Harold Boulder and Bold and Bankrupt. So yeah, they were travelling around in India. They like to do a lot of their videos in India. It's obviously a country that they really enjoy vlogging in and travelling in and living in generally. And yeah, these two guys, I think they're in Mumbai, and they were travelling around a slum area looking for alcohol. And this particular slum area was a Muslim area, and as you might well know, Muslims often do not drink alcohol. Alcohol might be prohibited, say for example in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, these two guys, they're walking around a slum area. So we got 2 big white guys walking around this Indian slum area. That was kind of unusual. And then they're looking for alcohol. One of their favourite alcoholic beverages in India, I think, is King Fema, which I believe is a very strong alcoholic beverage. And they were trying to find a shop or a kind of undercover place where they could buy alcohol in this Indian slum. So I was absolutely captivated by this. It was, yeah, really interesting video to watch, so I continued watching Harold Boulder's channel, and yeah, he's done a lot of travelling as well. Maybe hasn't travelled to as many countries as Nick from Indigo Traveller, at least not in his vlogs, but he's done a lot of videos around India, Thailand for a while as well, which kind of brought back memories for me as I lived in Thailand for 8 years. So yeah, so that's another guy I'd recommend you to check out, Mr. Harold Boulder. And again, I'll put his channel link in the description below. Okay guys, so for my last recommendation of YouTube channels to check out, I would like to tell you about Mr. Bold and Bankrupt. Bold and Bankrupt, that's an interesting name, isn't it? Well, it's actually quite a simple reason I think he's chosen that name. A, he's bold, almost like me, and B, he went bankrupt. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he says. So, Bold and Bankrupt it is. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier in Harold Boulder's video, these two guys are travelling together. They've done a lot of vlogs together. They like to travel together. And more recently, Bold and Bankrupt, let's call him B&B, he's done quite a few videos on him by himself. So recently he went to Manipur, which is actually in the far northeast of India. Really interesting region to check out because it's really off the beaten track. Yeah, not many tourists go there, and I was absolutely fascinated by some of his vlogs there. He then went into Myanmar, which he liked to call Squiggle, because their writing looks like lots of squiggles. So into Squiggle Town in Myanmar. And yeah, he again, similar to Indigo Traveller, to Harold Boulder, he really likes to interact with the locals. It's really interesting to see how they live kind of on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, he's how should I say, he's got a bit of tongue-in-cheek with him in the nicest possible way. He likes to, yeah, comment on certain females he sees walking past, but in a very nice way, of course. He's an English gentleman. And yeah, no, I really enjoy watching his videos, just from finding out about interesting places to travel, and they're quite humorous and amusing too. So again, I'll put the link to his channel below, so please go and check Mr. B&B, aka Bold and Bankrupt. Okay guys, so just to summarise, my top 3 YouTubers that I'd recommend, as you can probably see in the link description below, are Indigo Traveller, Harold Boulder, who's actually from Norway, I should have mentioned, and Bold and Bankrupt, who's English. And yeah, Indigo Traveller Nick, he is a Kiwi, he's from New Zealand. So go and check out their channels, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and please like, comment and subscribe. Okay, so that's it for now. Bye bye.